wanted to be is labeled by the press.
Okay, those of you that live around here will know what this little thing is, but those of you who don't, I'm going to show it to you because it's kind of cool. This little thing, I don't know what it is. I guess I should look it up sometime, but I used to love hiding back in here. It's kind of cool, right? It's like a little, I don't know, like a little hovel.
And a girl wants a movie star so fast to do. She holds her head up high, so pathetic, it's poetic. Let her be.
Okay guys, so this is our second walk and talk with Jess, and I decided when I watched my last video and saw how shaky it was, I decided to not record as much while I was walking. So I just got done, and today I actually ran more than I walked, so that's pretty cool. Last week I wasn't able to run very much, and I was kind of out of breath, but this week I got back into my exercises. Yesterday I did a full body, and then I jogged / walked today. So it was kind of nice because my body got to that point where it was actually like I was in the middle of running, and I felt that adrenaline rush and like the tingling on my arms and face and legs, and I was like, yes! And I just kind of pushed through that and rode that out. That was kind of nice. The runner's high, whatever you want to call it, which I have not had in a long time. So I'm gonna keep this up every once a week. I don't want to be running every day, because once you start doing cardio, like, you have to keep up with that amount of cardio to maintain your results. So we're gonna start with 1 day a week and go from there. Maybe 2, but I'm gonna be posting these up on Saturdays, but that doesn't mean that that's the day that I'm actually recording them or filming them. Today it is, and last week it was, but I'm gonna start switching it up a little bit, but they'll come out on Saturdays. So I was gonna get on here today and tell you guys a little bit about myself. If you've been watching my videos, you might know some about me. I mean, you know that I'm married, and that I have a kid, and that I'm a stay-at-home mom, and that I homeschool, and that I overcame a lot of diseases. But if you didn't know those things, now you do. If you're watching this video, this is your first time coming to my channel. But I'm 29, and I am living in the town that I grew up in, which I never thought would happen. I always wanted to get away from here, and I did for a short period of time, for a few years. I did get away, and I lived in Oklahoma City, and I lived just various places like that, but no other state. I've always just lived in Oklahoma. Before I became a mother, I was a nurse. Well, a nurse aide. And I was a nurse aide, and then I got to kind of train to be a medical assistant. Started out working in nursing homes and hospitals, and I worked all over. Really, I worked in Oklahoma City, I worked in Tulsa, I worked in lots of little towns and things like that. And nursing homes and hospitals were really hard because I have attachment issues. Like, whenever I would have patients, I would get attached to them, and then something would happen to them, and I just wasn't able to detach myself, and it just really like brought me into a depression whenever they would pass away. And so I ended up moving on and starting doing urgent care, and I really liked that. And I worked up front there doing billing and things like that, and then they cross-trained me to the back, and I got to do shots and x-rays and stuff like that. So that's a little bit of backstory on me, that I came from the medical field. My mom was a nurse, and yeah, and my little sister just trained to be a phlebotomist, which is super cool. And my older sister, she's been interested off and on in the health field too. She took a few CNA courses, but she didn't get to finish, unfortunately, but she might in the future. But where all of this kind of like came from a caregiving background, and then that's kind of what we gravitated towards. But now yeah, anyways, when I was 19 years old, well, I don't know if I'll tell you guys that or not. I don't know if I should make this the bad or just tell you guys about the good. So we'll stick with the good. We'll start with the good, and the next Saturday we'll talk about the bad, and then maybe the next Saturday we'll talk about the ugly. So, I am actually, my husband, I went to high school with him, but we are not high school sweethearts. We actually, we didn't date in high school, and we actually just fought. Come to find out that was his way of flirting, because I guess he liked me back then, but I didn't know. And we reunited whenever we were both 21, and been together ever since. And he actually came over and got a hold of my roommate at the time and wanted to come over and play music, because we had posted some picture on Facebook that, you know, with us holding instruments, which we really, neither one of us really knew how to play. Not that we didn't want to, and it wasn't good, well intended, it wasn't like a lie or anything, but neither one of us were very good. And so he thought he was going to come over and have a jam session, and so I felt bad and made him a cake. Anyways, we've been together ever since, and we were married for 2 years before we had our daughter. And so we've been together, she'll be 5 this year. We've been married for 6 years, or no, we've been married for 7 years. Yeah, we've been married for 7 years, and we've been dating for 8 years now. And so, you know, we've known each other, we've been together ever since we were 21, and I'm 29. So yeah, that makes sense. Just trying to do the math in my head. And yeah, it took me a long time to get pregnant with my little girl, because I had a lot of health problems. But then once we had her, we wanted to have like 4 children, but I wanted to have 4 kids, my husband wanted to have 2. But once we had her, and the pregnancy was just, it was horrible, we kind of were just like, could we really handle another one? Because although I do love my daughter like more than anything in the whole entire world, she is a handful, and I just can't imagine having a newborn and trying to do everything that I do with her. And I feel like, well, since I'm homeschooling, for me anyways, some people might be able to handle more than 1 kid while they're doing that, but since we want to maintain homeschooling, and I want to keep getting her into everything possible that she wants to do, it would be a lot harder with another kid. I wouldn't have as much time or attention to focus on her, especially because I have a lot of other things that seek my attention and are super demanding in my life. So she's going to do Taekwondo this year, you know, and we're homeschooling, and we love it, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So I think she's going to be our last one, unless the almighty Lord intervenes, and she's going to be it. And we're actually buying the house that we are living in right now, which is like first-time homeowners, and we're going to be remodeling and stuff. We're going to be painting and putting in, you know, new flooring in the bathroom, and changing up the cabinets, and just different things like that. So it's very exciting. We're finally almost 30 years old, and we're finally settling into a house. So yeah, so that's pretty much the soft and short of it. Whenever my husband and I first got together, we actually learned how to play the bass guitar, and we were in a band together, a couple of bands together, and we used to play in bars and go travel around and do that. We also were on a pool league, and we traveled around and did that, and so as you can imagine, there was lots of drinking involved. We don't drink anymore, but we went and did all of those things. So I was in a band, a couple bands. I was in a band. It's a Mrs. Doubtfire reference if you didn't catch that. Anyways, that's pretty much the good. I don't know. That's all I got for you right now. My mother-in-law and father-in-law are like awesome. They are like my adopted family, you know, like they're the family that you choose, and they have been awesome for me. They have helped me to understand what unconditional love is. They have really pulled me out of a lot of places that I was in, and they didn't even know it. It was just having that positive reinforcement from them all the time that really just helped me realize that I'm a good person, and that, you know, I'm worthy of happiness, and I deserve to be happy and that it's okay to be me. Like, I was so shy. I used to be extremely shy. And sometimes occasionally when I see somebody from high school, I go back to that and I'm still shy. Like, this just happened the other day in Walmart. I saw somebody that I knew from high school and I was just like, did she see me? Does she know who I am? She probably doesn't even know who I am. I'm such a loser. And all that stuff went through my head and I was like, I have not felt like that in a long time. And then I was about to leave Walmart and she's like, bye, Jessica. I'm like, oh, I should have just talked to her. It was so embarrassing. And then I didn't, like I said, I didn't think that she recognized me, which of course she did. I'm like the only 6 foot tall person that went to the school. I mean, I guess there's a couple other 6 foot tall girls, but it's pretty rare. So anyways, and she's pretty tall herself, and we played basketball together and everything. Like, I don't know why I didn't think she recognized me, but I was having a bad day too. Anyways, I guess that's it for my walk and talk with you guys today. I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about myself because I don't think I've ever told you guys any of those things. So if you have any questions for me, leave it in the comments below, which yeah, I don't know how many people actually watch my videos, so there's that, but it's okay. I love you guys anyways, the ones that do watch my videos. So that's it for this time. Bye.
50 minutes in the sun.